have different quantities and the amounts of what? Nutrition. That's why we look at starters, we look at growers, we look at what? Finisher. A young animal needs a lot of proteins for what? For growth. Okay? It also needs some composition of what? Energy. Are we together? A growing animal needs more what? Energy than body what? Building. And a mature thing needs an interplay of all proteins, carbohydrates, and other what? Minerals. Are we together? I guess you learned that there. Now, when we come to animal nutrition, especially in terms of cows, in terms of goats, in terms of rabbits and other things, what are we saying? These are animals that feed on grass, isn't it? But this grass has to be nutritious. Are we together? And that brings us to the concept of what? Of pastures. Are we together? We have a lot of pastures, we have a lot of fodders and everything. But what we are going to look at here, one, are the technologies that we can use for storing these things. Okay? Are the what? The technologies. And how are these technologies? These technologies are, one, we can store these grasses when they are wet and nutritious. We can store them when they are dry and nutritious. And we can add value to those whose value has already degenerated as a result of what? Harvesting. For example, when you grow your maize. Are we together? In the village, when the maize reaches the milky stage, ideally in animal farming, you are supposed to cut that maize down, you take it through a machine, and then it becomes animal food. Are we together? Try that in the village, what will happen? It is a social problem. We are dying of hunger. For you, you are cutting maize and giving to animals. What is the next level of narrative? You are either a witch, or you want to kill people, or I think you have a serious problem. Okay? So what at times we do is we allow this maize do what? We allow this maize mature, you harvest the maize, and then you are left with the maize stalk. Are we together? That maize stalk in animal rearing, it is not a waste. Okay? What can you do out of that maize stalk? You can make what we call what? Stuvers. Are we together? Stuver is a kind of meal that we give to what? Animals. Now, when you get that dry maize stalk, you first have to crush it. Okay? After crushing it, you are now going to enseal it. We are going to look at the insulation what? Process. But now, because that maize has actually lost much of its nutrients, or the nutrients have been locked up. You know, when that maize matures and you harvest it, that stalk still has some proteins, but the proteins are locked up by what we call inhibitors. Okay? So now, to unlock these inhibitors, what do you need? You need some form of fermentation. Okay? But now this maize stalk that is dry is not going to be very nutritious. So what do you add? You add urea. Are we together? What is urea? Urea is nitrogen. Are we together? And nitrogen, you are aware that nitrogen is one of those main components that is used for building what? Proteins. Are we together? And you know the proteins have components we know as what? Amino acids. And you know that there are essential amino acids and non-essential amino acids. I believe the instructor told you things like lysine, things like methionine, okay, or methionine. These are the two most important protein building blocks that are needed for animals. Are we together? So now, in order to do that, you need to get some bit of urea. Remember, urea is nitrogen, but it can be very, very dangerous, especially when you over what? Apply it, okay? In 100 kilograms of stuver, you only apply 200 grams of what? Urea, okay? Then you put it in an airtight bag. You leave it for 2 months. It will smell like urine when you open it, okay? So when you're feeding the animals, you let, first of all, that smell go, and you see the animals will like it. Reason being that, you know, when these animals eat that urea, all ruminants have bacteria which can transform that urea into the basic building blocks. But don't give it to non-what? ruminants, you'll kill them. Are we together? So when you do that, sorghum, millet, rice, all of which have even dried, you use urea, you can make very, very good animal feeds that we call what? Stuvas. Are we together? So don't let all that go into waste, because remember, in our West Nile systems, we are what? We're tobacco, cassava, cereal-based zonation system. Are we together? So we have a lot of waste with sorghum, millet, and these other cereals. So once people have harvested, for us, what we do, we now follow them and we harvest those things and we're able to what? And seal. Okay? Then on the other hand, during rainy season, we have a lot of grasses. A lot, okay? But during dry season, they are dry. So how can we preserve them? Okay? The same process of doing stuvas, we now use it, but we do insulation. Okay? Now, first and most important, this is what we call centrosema. What is the protein percentage of centrosema? What is the protein percentage? It's not What is the protein percentage of centrosema? It is a legume. Are we together? And it is highly nutritious. It has between 17 to 18% what? Protein. Are we together? What is this grass? These are a few samples. What is this grass?
Rhodes grass.
Rhodas? What's the other name for Rhodas? Rhodas B. Rhodas Boma grass. Are we together? Very, very nutritious grass. This is a hybrid, but you also see there are local what? Varieties. This is most cases used for making what? Hay. Hay is what? Dried grass. Okay? So you pick this grass, you chop it. It can be manual or using a what? A chopper. Then you wilt it. Okay? When you wilt it and you break it, it should not break with a third noise. Then from there, you can leave it to wilt like for 3 hours, and then you take it under a very cool environment and you let it complete its drying what? Process. Then from there you can be able to bale it. Once you bale it, the animals will be able to enjoy this dry grass throughout the year. You have this grass. What is this? Genie. I think you are animal something?
No, I'm a teacher of agriculture.
Now you're seeing it. This is the Genie grass, but this is an exotic variety. The cows and the goats love it. And you can also use it for making what? Hay. Are we together? What is this? Be careful with this.
Is that raw? Muchuna, I don't know.
The best is the spelling, okay? Me, I always call it Mukana. It's the Mukana. It's a very nutritious legume with up to 20% protein what? Content. So it is better than the central. Okay? We shall see others. There is lab and other things. Then there is this one here. Which is this one? Which is this one? You can taste it. It's not lemongrass. Do you feel any smell?
No.
Doesn't smell, but you can taste it. You'll not die. Not alfalfa. Not alfalfa. You can taste it. How does it taste?
A bit salty.
It has some salty taste. So what is this? This is called Sitaria. It is the best for goats. You see in the pasture field, they don't grow. The goats go and attack them. The goats first, we have very funny goats. They first monitor the situation. When they see there's no human being, they run and eat very fast and run away. It is very nutritious. If you are doing goat farming, better plant what? Sitaria. Are we together? Then we have this one here. What is this one?
Congo signal.
Congo signal? No. No. It starts with B. B. Letter B. Letter B. Bracharia. Now, there are so many types of Bracharia. There's Bracharia molato, there's Bracharia cayman, there is There is Bracharia. There's a new one they have brought. This is one of the best grasses for making hay. You can see the presentation. The more hairy a grass is, the more nutritious it is for what? An animal. And this is used for making particularly what? Hay. When you dry it and you give it to the cows chew, the cows consume a lot of water. Remember, the more dry a thing is, the more the cows chew, the more they drink water, and so the more happier they are. Are we together? So these are some of the... Then we have this one here. Who can identify this one? What's this? No, it's not Napier. Which type of grass is this?
Elephant
I want you
grass.
to be very careful and watch. Which kind of grass is this?
Elephant grass.
It's not elephant grass. Who has heard of the word puchong? Puchong. It's the latest grass in the market. It is a super. This is the only grass which has around 20% protein. It is made by breeding sorghum, millet, and other wine. Okay? It's actually called super puchong. Okay? Yes. Now, we have other grasses we're going to see in the pasture what? In the pasture field. Now the question is, how do we make silage out of this? You guys are from A level, right? And you did agriculture very well, right? We have all the materials there. Can I have two groups to make for me one bag of silage each? Can I? The materials are there. Go. Why are you looking at me?
Okay.